Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photography talks. So today I want to talk about a situation. So if you shoot digital as well as film, I shoot digital commercially certainly. I was just at a shoot down in Washington and one of my cameras, the screen stopped working. And it's a new camera, it's a D750. So it had been working for a day or two before it went blank. It came on once again and then it went off again. And I'm thinking it has something to do with the little ribbon connector because it's got a swivel screen, but at the same time, I never even unswiveled it. I never moved it. And it stopped working. Then I thought, I have another camera that I was using for the shoot, but everything from that camera was right on focus, and I knew I could trust it. Even when I was shooting, I didn't have to chimp too much because I was pretty sure that it was working. And so I started thinking about, why do we have a screen? And that one Leica MD, I think it was, that didn't come with a screen. I think the reason we have a screen is because we don't trust the camera. So really, the screen represents trust issues. If I'm not sure it's in focus, if I'm not sure it's the right exposure, then I need to go look at it. But with film, we don't have that. Certainly, we learn to trust meters, and we learn to trust autofocus or manual focus aids. We're used to working without a screen as film photographers, but with digital, it's such a crutch to need to see, oh, what did it look like? Is it okay? Is it okay? Am I okay? Is it okay? Like, we're like so worried because we don't trust it. So at what point would we trust it? So there's a part of me that wonders what it would be like to keep that camera without a screen. I can set the ISO, I can set the white balance through the little screen on top of the camera, but it's set to RAW, so I don't really even need to worry about what the format of the photographs are. The settings that I use last would be the settings I would typically use. But I couldn't chimp. I'd have to pull the card out of that camera and put it into the other camera to check it, or use it with an external monitor, which is bulky and doesn't sound like something that I would want to do. But I'm fascinated by the idea of working without that screen. And so I'm asking that question. If you had that camera, would you shoot it? And I don't know if I would shoot it for commercial use. I just mean to use it for personal use at that point. And if you were going to go do a personal project, but you wanted to shoot it on digital, because certainly when I'm working for a client, and I was shooting the FCC chairman, I don't want to shoot it with a camera I can't check and see if it's properly focused and exposed. But that's not always the case for personal stuff. So if I'm shooting for personal use, would it be freeing? That's my question. Would it be freeing to have a camera with no screen that you learn to trust and you learn to keep shooting? Because in the film days, when I was a photojournalist working for a daily newspaper, you just kept shooting. If you were looking at your camera too much, you were missing what was happening next. And even when digital came out, people would call it chimping because they were noticing that you were not looking at what you were shooting. You were constantly looking at, you're trying to get that feedback of, is it in focus? Is it properly exposed? And if we could get past those trust issues, would we have a camera that's able to capture more interesting, more nuanced work because we're connected to the image more than we're connected to the technology and wondering if it's okay? Anyway, that's my posit. If you have any comments, I'd welcome those. If you are enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk photography again soon.